You have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlyn. We call her Cece. Cece. For even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But
Right.
there's just more for her. So it's her second year. And like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like actually it's just too much. Too much.
Before she was Caitlyn Clark's teammate, Sophie Cunningham was in the locker rooms of opposing teams, and she just confessed what they were planning. Teams were specifically strategizing on how to toughen up Clark and show her what the W really is. The unspoken war against the WNBA's biggest star is no longer a secret, and the player who exposed it is now leading the fight to protect her.
Sophie said some very unapologetic things. The kind of things that have made her beloved by Fever fans and continued to have her adversaries and detractors crash out. I mean, that's pretty much as simple as you can put it. I mean, the phenomenon of Sophie Cunningham is in large part due to Caitlyn Clark, right? Sophie comes over, she protects Caitlyn Clark in that Connecticut Sun game, throws JC Sheldon to the floor. That's when she became a viral sensation. But she's always had that personality. She's always been pretty well known in the WNBA space, and now she's on the most hype.
Now wearing the same uniform as Clark, Cunningham sees the brutal reality up close, and she's horrified by the intensity of the attacks. She has stated publicly that the physicality against Clark goes far beyond the typical rookie treatment that everyone endures. In her own blunt words, it's just too much. The statistics are damning and paint a picture of a player being deliberately targeted. During her rookie season in 2024, fouls committed against Caitlyn Clark accounted for an unbelievable 17.1% of all flagrant fouls called in the entire league. One player drawing nearly a fifth of the league's most severe fouls isn't just a coincidence. It's a clear pattern of abuse that officials have allowed to continue.
Now, we know Caitlyn Clark has been seeing a level of attacks, I should say, dealing with WNBA stars in different
You have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlyn. We call her Cece. Cece. For even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her
What Cunningham has witnessed isn't just random hard fouls. It's a disturbing pattern of escalating aggression that referees consistently ignore. From the infamous Kennedy Carter blindside hip check that was initially ruled a common foul, to the Alyssa Thomas shoulder check that somehow avoided a flagrant call, the incidents have become more and more blatant. Players like Marina Mabrey have shoved Clark to the ground with no whistle, sending a clear message that attacking the league's biggest star comes with no consequences. It was this pattern that forced Cunningham to take matters into her own hands.
So many fans were waiting for somebody to do what Sophie did. But Sophie Cunningham was not worried about hurting any feelings on this podcast either. This is what she said about the idea that Caitlyn Clark may not be the face of the league, which is, you know, just an asinine concept that has been thrown out by some.
And it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
The moment that galvanized millions of fans occurred on June 17, 2025 during a heated game against the Connecticut Sun. After Sun guard JC Sheldon poked Clark in the eye with no immediate consequence, Cunningham decided enough was enough. In the final minute, she delivered a hard retaliatory foul on Sheldon that sent a message to the entire WNBA and got her ejected from the game. The fan response was immediate and overwhelming. Cunningham was instantly dubbed the Enforcer. Her social media following exploded, jumping to over 1 million on both platforms virtually overnight. Her jersey sold out completely. Fans weren't just buying merchandise, they were celebrating the first player who had the courage to physically stand up and say no more.
Wow, all the sports anchors, they're all haters too. That's crazy. They're definitely not analysts. They don't know shit about basketball. Rick? What the fuck are you talking about? I've never seen so much hate on a new athlete since I've been living. Since my 43 years of living, I've never seen so much hate towards an athlete. He says, oh, she's not getting bullied. This is normal physicality. If you're gonna be talking shit, putting it in my face and saying, yeah, what up, then you gonna have that shit coming for you. Somebody gonna bust you in the mouth for knocking a shot down and talking shit about it. Not because she's a dirty player or not because, she's trying to hurt people, just because she's running.
Riding a tidal wave of newfound popularity, Cunningham launched a podcast that immediately shot up the charts and used her new platform to speak even more truth to power. She didn't mince words, absolutely destroying anyone who dared to question Clark's status as the face of the WNBA. It literally pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league, Cunningham declared, before adding, when people try to argue that or that our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit. You're literally dumb as f. The raw, unapologetic statement became an instant headline, cementing her status not just as Clark's enforcer, but as her most passionate and public defender.
Look, what we all been witnessing right before our eyes about our precious CC, my precious CC, Caitlyn Clark, for the ones who didn't know. So basically, she was saying that when they was preparing, when she was on the other team before she came to the Indiana Fever, we talking about Sophie Cunningham. She was basically saying that the Phoenix Mercury players were basically game planning and saying that they was gonna assault her and give her a whack onto the WNBA.
Cunningham's fierce defense of her teammate has shed a glaring light on the ugly emotion that many believe is fueling the attacks. Pure, unadulterated jealousy. The evidence is impossible to ignore. For the 2025 All-Star Game, fans voted Caitlyn Clark as the top vote-getter in the entire league, yet her own peers, the other WNBA players, ranked her as just the 9th best guard. This shocking disparity was so blatant that broadcast legend Dick Vitale called it absolutely pure jealousy, a sentiment shared by legions of fans who see the animosity for what it is. This isn't about competition, it's about a league seemingly unable to accept that one transcendent star is lifting everyone, and instead, some players are trying to tear her down.
Like, I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're going to treat them. But there's just more for her. So it's her second year, and like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like, actually, it's just too much, and like it's just. I'm over it. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
No, that's so fair.
Like, that's
the most damning consequence of this relentless targeting is the toll it has taken on Clark's health. After a remarkably durable career at Iowa where she never missed a single game due to injury, Clark's second year in the WNBA has been ravaged by them. She has been sidelined for 11 of the Fever's first 24 regular season games, battling a series of soft tissue injuries, including a left quad strain and multiple groin injuries. These injuries forced her to miss the Commissioner's Cup final and the WNBA All-Star Game, which was tragically held in her own home city of Indianapolis. While the league and some analysts remain silent, Cunningham and frustrated fans see the undeniable connection. The constant physicality, the cheap shots, and the lack of protection from referees are wearing her down. It's a crisis that the league refuses to acknowledge.
There's no player ever that's gotten this type of treatment coming into the league. LeBron will probably be the closest person that got this type of treatment. And that's only because he big as fuck and he used to come to the lane, and the only way you could stop him is to pull him down. But even when they used to pull his ass down, they did not try to hurt him. A lot of times they would just grab LeBron and like just stop him from falling. It wasn't malicious with this shit. And it's so sad that y'all just turning a blind eye. Y'all just like, oh, it's not bullying. She's not getting targeted. She deserves it because she talks trash. Oh my God. You know who talks 10 times more trash than Caitlyn Clark? Anthony Edwards. You know who's even worse than that? Luka.
Since anointing herself Clark's protector, Sophie Cunningham has started to experience the same treatment. Suddenly, the referee's whistles go silent when she gets hit. During the controversial Connecticut Sun game, she was elbowed in the face with no call. In a scramble against the Sparks, she was grabbed by the neck yet again with no whistle. The league also fined her $500 for a TikTok video where she humorously questioned the officiating. Her reaction was perfect. "I got fined $500 for this TikTok. I don't know why. This is funny to me. Like, okay, you got it, bud." It's clear the league is not only failing to protect its biggest star, but is also punishing the one player who dares to defend her.
and it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as
Here is the insane reality that Sophie Cunningham understands better than anyone. The very players and league officials who are allowing Clark to be dismantled are the ones benefiting from her presence. Clark's arrival has triggered an economic miracle for the WNBA. Games are moving to massive NBA arenas to accommodate ticket demand. TV ratings have skyrocketed. Her jersey became the top-selling jersey in any sport upon its release. This Caitlyn Clark effect is what will fund the next collective bargaining agreement. Bigger salaries and chartered flights for all players. Yet the league is letting its golden goose get destroyed from within.
And I almost venture to say that if Sophie Cunningham wasn't who she is, and people didn't sort of know what she's about, she wouldn't have been fined. But am I shocked that an activist basketball league decided to target Sophie Cunningham? No. I'm not surprised by that. I mean, this whole league's got all of its priorities all bleeped up from the very...
The justification from Clark's critics is that she, quote, talks trash and therefore deserves what she gets. But as many have pointed out, this excuse falls apart when compared to male athletes. Superstars like Anthony Edwards and Luka Doncic are famous for their on-court trash talk, yet no one suggests they should be physically assaulted for it. When LeBron James drove to the lane in his early years, players would foul him hard to stop him, but it was rarely malicious. With Clark, the intent feels different. The hits are often away from the ball, cheap shots designed to send a message. It's a glaring double standard that Cunningham and a growing number of fans are no longer willing to tolerate.
NBA last year was the first year in its like 25-30 year existence that it was profitable. Made $1 million. But it was the first time that it didn't lose money because the NBA supplements. Well, when Caitlyn Clark comes to town, you have to go from the 8,000 seat WNBA arena to the 30,000 seat whatever arena across town, because of ticket sales and all of the apparel and all of this stuff that's coming from Caitlyn Clark, and you're just like, okay, but the league is totally destroying her. You know, they're trying to destroy her from within, and it's the players that can't.
I mean, the phenomenon of Sophie Cunningham is in large part due to Caitlyn Clark, right? Sophie comes over, she protects Caitlyn Clark in that Connecticut Sun game, throws JC Sheldon to the floor. That's when she became a viral sensation. But she's always had that personality. She's always been pretty well known in the WNBA space. And now she's on the most high profile team, getting all sorts of endorsement deals and the like, and has been playing extremely well as...
Sophie Cunningham has proven that doing the right thing can also be the smart thing. Her decision to defend Clark has made her a superstar in her own right. Beyond the million-plus followers, she's landed major endorsement deals with brands like Ring, Arby's, and Adidas. She's proven that there is a massive, underserved audience that is desperate for authentic, courageous voices. Her $500 fine from the league for a TikTok has been returned 1,000 times over in endorsement value. She put her career on the line and in return became one of the most marketable players in the entire WNBA.
One of the biggest epidemics in the history of sports right now is going on with the WNBA and their referees. They suck. All right, their referee situation blows. The officiating, they can't get the calls right. When they do go over to look at something, it takes them forever, and then they still get it wrong. And they also will not come down on these players for trying to take out the league's greatest asset. The league's greatest golden goose that is going to eventually make all these players and the commissioner and all these people all this money. They won't officiate. They won't take care of.
Let's take a look at this photo right here. If this doesn't tell you that Caitlyn Clark, everywhere she goes, moves the needle, ESPN and all these talking heads are idiots. She did not even play in this game. This game was actually the Barbie game for Angel Reese. But look at the amount of people that came to this game just to see Caitlyn Clark sit on the bench.
The WNBA now stands at a perilous crossroads. The relentless targeting of its greatest asset, exposed and condemned by Sophie Cunningham, has become a blight on the sport. The league has a choice to make. It can listen to the growing chorus of voices demanding change and finally protect its quote-unquote golden goose, the player who is single-handedly driving record ratings, ticket sales, and national relevance, Or it can continue to allow the jealousy from within and the incompetence of its officials to destroy the most transformational talent in women's basketball history. Sophie Cunningham has done her part. She spoke up when everyone else stayed silent, and in doing so, has forced the WNBA to look in the mirror. The league's future and Caitlyn Clark's career now hang precariously in the balance.